It comes once in a year, and enjoy it while it is hot. Remember, the joy is the joy you bring to it, not really the action or the activity that marks it. Is the joy that you bring to it is what matters. So, on that note, I thank each and every one of us. So, please, I observe the already established protocol by Niger Watch. Now, um, I tend to hold maybe not really view, but a different perception or perspective of what transpires every day in Nigeria. What I bring, would I like to discuss Nigerian politics based on what I learned from an Englishman because I live in England. They don't always argue. They could debate like he taught me. But when you want to force your view on them or whatever, they will sort of give you the chance, you say something. In the end, what they will ask you, you may leave you, maybe you are maybe you want to consume the entire 1 hour or 2 hours. They will listen to you patiently. That's what I've learned. In the end, they will ask you one question. Where does this leave us? Where do we go from here? What really do we want? That is to simplify it. But the first two questions, where does it leave us? And where do we go from here? That will throw you off balance. And then you'll start again to rattle. In that case, you now find out that the man who gave you time to be speaking is even wiser than you. You are making a fool of yourself. That's what brings me to very dark man. The thing is that there's what they call expertise. You can be an expert in something. Please play it and do it. I've encountered a professor, a whole professor. I'm talking. He said he doesn't have it. He said, I don't know all these things you are saying. He said he doesn't know it. Let me explain. I keep talking. He said, okay. In the end, he want to introduce me. He said see what CM was saying. In fact, I didn't even know it. If I was person explaining it to me. So on second thought, I said, so I thought, why is this man saying this? He said, really, not everything that somebody knows. You continue to learn. That's why my philosophy of life is lifelong learning. You see, VDM, the first time I commented, in fact, I said something about him was what he did, which today I still commend him, is humanitarian. You saw people in difficulty, you shouted. You showed your milk of human sympathy that, oh, why are these people underage being trafficked for sex trade? Probably, if you have the means, you should have accomplished everything, but you raised it as an alarm so that the government of the day will do something. Eventually, it got to Allen Onyema, and then the rest is history. That's why I drew a parallel with what happens in the UK. Every December or towards the end of the year, there's an award they call Pride of Britain Award. If you can do anything to help life, maybe somebody sick, anything, no matter how remote, how whatever, they will evaluate it. Pride, you went out of your way to help humanity. It must not necessarily be donating money, no, because a thief can steal money and go and donate. But there's what they call, extraordinary thing. So I said, if it's a civilized society, newspaper editorial should write about what VDM did. They said it was just him that alerted the world or alerted Nigeria. And then another good Samaritan, Allen Onyema, took it upon himself. They brought the kids back. I mean, you did something. That is maybe that type of thing, you are good at it. But it might not just stop there. But that was what first drew me, sort of alerted me to his activity. Now, when you get into politics, if you're talking about Nigerian politics, you should first of all, make time to understand the dynamics, how we got to where we are. It may take you time, but if you understand how we got to where we are, the question will now be, what do we do to get out of that hole? Albert Einstein, they say, is the greatest human being ever. He have propounded the theory of relativity. Energy is equals to the mass times the square of velocity. E is equals to mc squared. He said you cannot solve a problem with the same idea that created the problem. You cannot, not when you have a problem. You are doing this, doing that, and then you then fall into then had a problem, and you want to solve that problem. You still want to use that system that led you to the so you can't now. Rather, it may be that you are propounding the problem. How did we go to where we are? Politics of I give you money, you give me vote. If I'm to play that type of politics, I will get at least, let me say, the ones people can. There's a notebook they call higher education notebook. It's common in Nigeria. If you're in secondary school, they use, and some schools will just be eyeing you. Say higher education, you have to get to polytechnic or college of education or university. I will have something like that, big ones. Anything I spend, I go and write it down. Nothing goes for nothing. And in Nigerian politics, if you spend 1 billion or 10 billion and you go into office, let's say you spend 10 billion to get into office. If you are going to steal 10 billion, maybe you settle your score, but they won't take 10 billion. They may take 500 or more. So who is the loser? You see, why people go for P2B is P2B will bring a fresh idea, a departure from the past, the type of man who is untainted and is coming to bring Nigeria out of the hole. One thing I can guarantee you is, he said it here, P2B was born 1961, if I'm not mistaken, July or thereafter, either 60 or 61. So P2B will now be around this year. He will be either 65 years. If it's 1961, 65 years. By next year, he will be 66. So as at today, he's not tempted by any corruption or stealing anything. And they say Bible gave us 70 years to live, but I know people now pray for 120. There's a place he said 120. So if P2B should become president next year like everybody wished, for 4 years, which is 2027 to 2031, by 2031, he may be 70. Is it at 70 that P2B will start to amass wealth that is going to consume when he gets to 100? I mean, you see, I want to take people on a journey. That is what we tell you. Our people said, Ndibo said, you don't learn the use of left hand at old age. You can't try it. If you are right-handed since you were born and you get to 70, you want to start, you can't. You may manage, but you know that you can't. If you want to use left hand, you start it when you were a child. So if P2B is not a thief, not found everything, did business in UK with clean record everywhere, in fact said, go and verify. If you see anything incriminating, I will stop. Till today, nobody has done that. This is them. That's why people want, this is the person that will take us out of where we are. And when you hear people like VDM, okay, VDM, are you recommending Tinubu for us? These are criminals. What they are doing, is that what you want P2B to copy? Remember, P2B one time said, I don't want to be part of what I want to change. He read philosophy. When people speak, you have to bring philosophy to knowledge.
Yes.
And
Yes. Those are philosophical. Those are philosophical approach.
Yes, P2B studied philosophy, bachelor's degree, University of Nigeria and Soccer, 1980 to 84. Yes. He graduated second class lower, then did a youth service, I think, in Edo State. Whether that is why Obedient headquarters is a ring road. I think he did the youth service in Edo State. They married from Akwa Ibom. You can imagine. So when you see a man, somebody,
those kind of words can even be a long life quote.
Exactly.
A long life quote.
And it makes sense. He said, I don't want to be practicing what I'm preaching that I want to change. It makes no, that is philosophy. So when he said it, I shake my hand. And it's true. So in other words, if what Tinubu does is doing is what some people like, maybe Tinubu is a recruiting city girls, Therefore, Peter Obi should balance up by recruiting city queens, matching disaster with disaster. It means that, why is it? We are still solving the problem with the idea that created it, according to Albert Einstein. You cannot solve a problem with the philosophy or the idea that created that problem. These are things it should guide us in life. So the coming of Peter Obi is a breath of fresh air. That's people want him because the type of his idea, he's not tempted by his past. Why can't very dark man? Okay, can very dark man be proud of you? Why not copy Peter Obi and say, me, very dark man, even if he say go and investigate me. Do you know, very dark man, if you ever say that, people will go to work. And until people see something on you, if they can't see it, they may even value you more than Peter Obi. People, somebody like me will say only 2 Nigerians have said it. Peter Obi and very dark man. So it means a lot. It's a man that is what we want. That's why I always say, where does he leave us? Where do we go from here? Is it that Tinubu is recruiting Obi Kubana then to go out to the southeast? When he assembles in Igbo, he tell them, Umunnem or my brothers and sisters, this, because all this, the essence, or let me say, the bottom line of all these city girls or city boys is to tell people that this is Peter Obi, may una leave am. This is Tinubu, now we go vote for. That is the essence of this. So that is the summary. Now you come down.
How will he even say it? How will he even say it?
But that you know me. When people they blow grammar, thank God I go school. Me, I know they worry because I they hear grammar. I feel no speak big one, but I they hear. And I live in England, where that is the home of English. So if I know Sabiam, I'll go call English friend, say I beg interpret. So what is there is that all this grammar, you blow grammar up, blow come down. What do it mean? Be say make we vote for Tinubu. Now the question are you prepared to answer is that why should we vote for Tinubu? So very dark man, you where they say Peter Obi, maybe see what Tinubu don't do now. You know all this when people they forget about all those. Me see, I did some of my degrees are in management. That's what they call strategic management. Me, I know strategy. The meaning of strategy is this is A, this is B. A and B. If you can move from A to B, now be strategy. How do you leave A and get to B? That is the simple meaning of strategy or strategic management. So when people talk, it's a strategist. Now, in the course of moving from A to B, Tinubu don't move from a former governor of Lagos to presidency. How far? How did you get there? See, people, these are, I don't, if I continue elaborating this, like I giving lecture, but this is what it is. So you should be prepared, any option. You should be able to explain your option. That's why Englishman will say, all these things you are thinking, where does he leave us? Tinubu met Nigeria for context. Tinubu met Nigeria when they say about 30 million children out of school. Now they say that 23 or 28. Now, because all those places where Boko Haram and the Lakurawa and their Chad, ISIS,
did he double it?
Do the maths now. I mean, pay your school fees. So you see, what you have to ask yourself that all those places where Boko Haram they talk, say they go school that side though. When you hear they destroy village, you think say they go leave school, or when they destroy village, the kids there every morning then where. So the more they destroy towns or bomb clear, that means that the population living there, kids, they're out of school already. Unless maybe you are lucky, maybe your uncle they live somewhere, and if you do it in Benue, you say make you go somewhere in Ogun State where you go there, do you enroll, or maybe they do it in Benue, you say you get somewhere and anywhere. So this is how out of school children they balloon. So this is where Tinubu met it. How far have you solved it? That is the issue. That is what you should be convincing people of, not to tell Peter Obi go do what Tinubu do. Okay, if Peter Obi do what Tinubu did, it will give him the result Tinubu is getting or Tinubu got so far. Has that helped us? Me, I dey like logic. As you see me, I know they bow for reason because armed robber has a reason to steal. If you meet arm robber, you go say, my girlfriend, I give am belle and they no get money. I have to do this pickpocket. That's why the naive, the devil drive me. He go talk anything. But is that logical? Oh, I become a prostitute because I no get work since I finished. Look my school start, look my degree, look my NYC, no job. All these, no only you, no get job. So which means anybody will no get job, make it go.
Now philosophers, now then they use logic now.
So you see, so anybody
Hold
will
on.
no get job, you go. So
You know,
you want to justify that is not. But if it's logical, that is what we are saying. So if you are
1
telling
minute, Dr.
people be,
Siam.
thank you. If you are telling people be to copy Obi Kubana, I mean, sorry, God forbid. If you are telling if you are telling Peter Obi to copy Tinubu, and this is the result, Tinubu has done that strategy. Shebi, they used to come here and they say Tinubu is a strategist, he build Lagos. Okay. When he want build Nigeria, cement he begin cost. So you see, when you say Peter Obi copy Tinubu, this is the result Tinubu got. So Peter Obi copying Tinubu means the same result will come out. And if results come out, are we going forward or are we going backwards? Very dark man. This now, if you go listen to this, make you listen to them well. No, what you should be telling people is that the so-called strategy, this is where he led us. Something higher than something dissimilar, very different from strategy is what we need to get out of a hole. Remember Einstein said you can't solve a problem with the same mind or creativity that led to the problem. Huh? Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. C. Mr. Jonathan, please mute yourself.
Let me stop here.
Yeah, sorry. I want to say something before I have a noise here. Yeah, I just want to say that, Mr. Dr. CM, when you are talking about philosophy, about Einstein, that quote where you give, I the first time where I hear that quote now from my son, because my son too is first degree. It's also on philosophy. But the way he take put on for me, the day where he talk, when he still there like third year, he said, how do I know a mindless person? Person we don't get mind. I say, how? He said, the way you know someone who does not have a mind is someone who is trying to solve a problem with what actually caused that problem initially. So that person does not have a mind, So that's it. But now, when he want to talk now, he will say, can I have your open mind? About what? He won't use philosophy because he know that I will not agree. But once he said, can I have your open mind? Because before a philosopher to get you, your mind must be open.
It's true.
If your mind is not open, you can't get. That's why Nigerians are not open-minded. That's why they can't understand this man, Peter Obi.
Too much.
You can't understand this man, Peter Obi. You can't. That's the problem we are having. We got to forget the past. We must see the future. The future. That's what we must see. The future of Nigeria. That's what we must see. That's why today, let's bring it down. That's why today, 2026, we're talking about electronic transmission. People are still fighting against it.
Yes.
Wow, it's not logical. That's just how to put it. It's very, very mindless thinking. How could you, at this age and time, stuff so terrible.
Okay, thank you, Dr. CM. Thank you, Mr. Jonathan. Thank you so much. Thank you, every one of you.